The lilacs are blooming and so are my gin blossoms. It's Friday, June 14th, 2013, and this is Make and Break.
Bob Wood, National Program Director of the Chum Group, worked with us in producing...
Hold up, before we get started...
Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming?
Dan Calvin.
Back again! Who is he? Just your favorite DJ savior. Using and confusing beats that you never heard. 1990. Put a smile on your face like ultra bright.
You're just fessing, man. I don't even want to hear about it.
You're listening to Make and Break Radio on RadioMackinac.org. Thanks for tuning into Make and Break Radio, episode 114 for June 14th, 2013. Those 14s are quite a coincidence, aren't they? On RadioMackinac.org. I'm your host, Daniel Calvin. This week has been a great one to celebrate the lilacs on Mackinac. The cool spring inspired thoughts that the lilacs would be stunted or at least delayed, but it turns out that those fears were unfounded. So much so that this year it seems as though we have a bumper crop of lilacs on our hands. There are so many lilac blossoms, in fact, that discussions have been held to contemplate the removal or sharing of these prolific gems. The trees are so burdened by the aromatic purple tufts that some of the branches are bent to the ground, unable to withstand the weighty tufts. Fortunately for Mackinac residents and visitors alike, the inconvenience has been minor. Only one report of a overburdened lilac-caused injury has come through to the Make and Break newsroom. Some picnickers were nearly smothered when a weighty lilac collapsed onto them and their snacks. The only casualty were some spilt wine, crumbly crackers, and one inflamed sinus. Let's get on with the show. While parking my car at the boat dock today, I was asked by a dockhand if I had anything to unload. I responded, "No, that would require a therapist." Turns out that's what she's studying at Albion. This episode of Make and Break Radio is brought to you by the drunk girl down the way. She's more than happy to yell about her golf pro brother who did something at the Ryder Cup, but she can't remember what. She's happy to discuss how different NASCAR fans are from IndyCar fans and tell the tourists all about the big white thing up on the hill where they shoot stuff. Oh dear God, now she's talking about the Boston bombing, referring to it as the Boston Massacre. Oh please, I implore you. Buy what she's selling. Make this stop. Oh my, now she's revealed she's a young mother. Oh my. This just in, drunk girl has just revealed her baby daddy works on the island. Now it stands to reason that everything's marked down to clearance.
Welcome back to the Real Straight Talk with Daniel Sir Fix-A-Lot Kelvin.
The views expressed on the Straight Talk may not be the views of the Make and Break staff or the RadioMackinac.org management.
I'm going to give it to you straight.
Today I was over on the mainland, dealing with the realities of being an automobile owner living on Mackinac Island. After hitching a ride to the repair shop to pick up a partially repaired car and renewing my registration, I attempted to give the old girl a wash. I pulled into the mud-caked car wash bay and promptly failed at my attempt to acquire change from the change machine. I got back into the car to head towards the bank to get quarters, solely because I know that the nearby gas station refuses to give change without a purchase, and I didn't need a $3 pack of gum. Upon my return to the aforementioned car wash, I was greeted with a sprayer that dispensed water as if it was connected to a leather diaphragmed pump powered by surly chimpanzees in need of another cigarette. Pre-soak complete, I attempted to use the foaming brush feature, but the brush didn't foam. The vile froth spewed impotently from a split in the hose about 10 feet from the ground. My time then ran out. Frustrated but still not enraged, I pulled my car from that infernal mud/sand-encrusted confinement and into the adjacent bay. This one will surely work better, I thought to myself. Alas, it wasn't meant to be. Somehow my combined $4 granted me a total wash time of 3 minutes and a half soapy car. I decided to move on, but before I did, I suggested to an old man in a filthy Oldsmobile that this car wash's services weren't worth his sanity. As I thought long and hard, yet futilely about the, is that even a word, futilely? Anyway, about where a nearby substitute car wash would be, it occurred to me that my burgeoning rage would be adequately suppressed with the consumption of an original chicken sandwich from Burger King. It was during this downtime I concluded that I would cross the Mackinac Bridge and head over to Mackinac City, where I knew of a car wash. That's when it hit me. That bridge. How would have my afternoon been different if that giant span hadn't been built? Would I have parked in St. Ignace at all? Would I even have a car up here? Would I have taken the car ferry to get my car washed? And imagine how much time that would have taken. Would I have moved on to other endeavors? In total, that do-it-yourself car wash cost me at least an hour and a half of time, a gallon of gas, and $19.75. But thanks to the Mackinac Bridge, my car is clean. P.S. Later I learned that there's a car wash on US 2, you know, right there by the red, white, and blue moose. I'm Daniel Calvin, and this has been Straight Talk Straits. This is a special announcement for the man wearing the Beast Mode t-shirt. I'm regretfully informing you that you are not in Beast Mode. You are currently walking the streets of Mackinac with your family. In fact, you are never in Beast Mode, unless, of course, you're raging drunk and smack your family around. If this is true, then why advertise it? I can only imagine that Beast Mode refers to weightlifting or LARPing, to which I need to remind you that even then, you are never truly a beast or in Beast Mode. I must remind you of your childhood. Remember riding your bike up that hill that one time? I'm sorry, but you weren't actually the fastest human on wheels. Remember those new sneakers? That's right. No, they didn't make you jump higher or run faster. Remember that time you climbed that thing? That's right. You weren't actually the best tree climber guy ever. Instead, I suggest you wear a shirt, if you must, that states, I do a thing I enjoy, and other people are into it too, and I enjoy being associated with those people in that thing that we enjoy. What's that you say? That's a stupid shirt to wear? You're right. And so is the one you're wearing right now. Evolution is stupid. Consider the pterodactyl. That beast evolved from nothing and then died. What survived? His idiot fourth cousin, the chicken. I'm not saying I want to live in a world where my commute to work could be hampered by a lizard with a 9-foot wingspan blocking the road while he eats a possum. But come on, not even a flying iguana was left behind. We get stuck with nothing more than the fossil record, our imaginations, and the ostrich. Hell, it can't even fly. To reiterate, I don't want to live in a world that involves flying monitor lizards, but imagine a salamander or a newt with wings. He'd be the cutest bat beast thingy ever. Sure, chickens are tasty, but so too could be well-bred flying toads, even if bred into flightlessness. Consider a flying crocodile. Pretty sweet if you ask me. I'd bet they'd keep to themselves, but perhaps not. I'm not too worried about flying snakes, mostly because they need landing gear, thus rendering them no longer snakes. And don't write in telling me that flying snakes really already exist. No, they don't. They were a creation of David Attenborough and the BBC to boost ratings. Besides, if they did exist, they'd be nothing more than deformed, cold-blooded flying squirrels. Gliders aren't flyers. Ducks are pretty cool, but it's not like you can just go buy meat from the platypus farm. Flying chameleons? How cool would that be? Ah well, for all I know, flying reptiles and amphibians would be an annoyance. Lizards flying down your chimney and eating your couch, because you know that's what they do. Your car covered in alligator poo? Who needs it? It might turn out that crocodile wings make fancy umbrellas, but are horrible deep-fried rinds. Or would they be? Few people are interested in what I do as a maintenance man. Perhaps that would change if everything I did was followed by a slow-motion instant replay. You could watch my shirt ripple while I plunge a toilet. In slow-mo. You could watch my perfect form while I change that ceiling light bulb. In slow-mo. You could focus on my skilled yet lazy hand while I soap up a sticking door. In slow-mo. Perhaps with Black Sabbath's Sweet Leaf as a soundtrack.